So into the topic of lighting, here are some of the key terms that you're going to need to come to grips with. So this is meant to represent a light, and we would call it a point light source. To you and me, that's something like a lamp hanging on a cord from a ceiling. So this has a brightness which we call the luminous intensity, I. And brightness is an oversimplification, but it's good enough for now. From the light emits flux. So luminous flux is given the letter capital F. So the luminous flux travels through the air. We're not normally aware of the flux travelling through the air until it hits a surface, just like light is hitting this paper right now. And where the luminous flux hits the surface just there, it illuminates the surface. So that property is called illuminance. So illuminance is what's occurring there. And that light that is illuminating that surface comes back to our eyes. So the returning light, what our eye sees, is called luminance. Okay, don't get too worried about this one, but this, and this we will refer to later. Sorry, illuminance is given the letter E. Okay, so moving swiftly on, let's get this out of the way. One of the key terms we're going to use is efficacy. Write that down. And when we're dealing with lights, lamps, luminaires, we use this term instead of efficiency. Let me try and explain why. If we talk about a motor, we can talk about the efficiency of the motor. And we would find that from power out divided by power in times 100 would give us the answer in percent. So the in and the out are the same. They're both powers in watts. However, if we move to a light, then we talk about efficacy. And efficacy is given the letter K. So we get light out. But going in is electrical power in watts. So efficacy has two different quantities. Efficiency, we can have power and power, watts and watts. Efficacy, we've got light out in lumens and the power in watts, so that's different. So the units for this are lumens per watt. Okay, so on your handout, there are a couple of examples, and I'll try and run through those quickly now. So example 1, efficacy is light output over power in, and the numbers in example 1, 1960 lumens, the power in is 150 watts. That gives you 13 lumens per watt. This is a low figure, typical of tungsten filament lamps, older lamps which are not very efficient, if I want to use that word. So let's quickly look at example 2. I'll use a new sheet. Quickly looking at example 2. Oops. So example 2, the efficacy is light out. So the output light divided by the power going in. And in example 2 it says there's a fluorescent producing 5,000 lumens and it has 80 watts rating. So the efficacy for this one is 62.5 lumens per watt. Okay, this is very typical, around 60 for a fluorescent tube. That's our standard typical mercury based fluorescent tube, and we'll pick up on that later.